So let's have a quick chat about consent. So 10 facts about consent for men to know. So number one, consent is when a person agrees by choice and has the freedom and capacity to make that choice. Number two, consent is about communication and respect. Number three, vaginal wetness doesn't necessarily mean consent is given. Number four, a woman can withdraw consent at any time, including during intimacy. Number five, being in a relationship or marriage doesn't guarantee sexual consent. Number six, consent for one thing does not automatically mean consent for everything. Number seven, consent cannot be coerced or compelled by force, threat, deception, or intimidation. Number eight, consent cannot be given by someone who is incapacitated. Number nine, consent cannot be assumed based on silence, the absence of no or stop, the existence of a prior or current relationship or prior sexual activity. And number 10, non-consensual intercourse is a crime because that is rape. So there are 10 facts about consent for men to know. Again, I think it's important that as men, we educate ourselves about consent, about sexual consent, because many people feel that when you're, especially if you're in a relationship or married, or you've had relations with a woman before, then you don't need to obtain her consent again. So again, it's important that one understands consent not only from an ethical, moral perspective, but also from a legal perspective, because there are a number of laws around consent, which again one needs to know about because it could be a crime. So some five laws for men to know about consent. These are UK laws, but also some of these laws are also laws in different countries around the world. So number one, removing the condom without the woman's consent is a crime. So if you remove your condom without the woman's consent, that is a crime. That is known as, I believe it's stealthing or stealthing. Forget, I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, so stealthing, sorry. Stealthing is when you remove a condom without the woman's consent. Number two, non-consensual intercourse is a crime. So non-consensual intercourse is a crime. It's a form of sexual assault. It's rape. So that is a crime. So one should be aware of that and not engage in intercourse without a woman's consent. Number three, sending unsolicited dick pics is a crime. So if you were to send an unwanted photo or image of your genital or someone else's genital to a woman, because that is something that a number of people do, especially on social media or dating apps. That is actually a crime. So that is actually a crime. It's called cyber flashing. It's called cyber flashing. So again, sending unsolicited pics of one's genitals is a crime. Number four, sharing private sexual photos or videos to friends without the woman's consent and with the intention to cause embarrassment or distress, this is actually a crime as well. So if, for example, you're on WhatsApp or one of these social media groups and you're sharing images, intimate images of a woman or video to some of your friends without the woman's consent with the intention to cause embarrassment or distress, this is actually a crime. It's known as revenge porn. So this is what is known as revenge porn. Again, it's unfortunately it's quite common in a number of male circles. So if you are doing it, obviously you shouldn't because it's a crime. And if one of your friends is sending images, obviously without the woman's consent, in order to cause harm and embarrassment, you should tell him obviously to delete the photo, and because that is a crime, and obviously you should be very aware of that. Number five, touching a woman sexually without her consent is a crime as well. So again, if you touch a woman sexually without her consent, that is also considered to be a crime. So these are five laws that men should know about consent. And again, consent, it means when a person agrees by choice and has the freedom and capacity to make that choice. So a woman cannot freely give consent if she's asleep or too drunk or intoxicated. So again, this is something that people should be aware of because consent matters.